I'm Rula Inglesi-Lot. I'm a professor at the Department of Economics at the University of Pretoria. I'm a SAYAS member, and I have been the editor of the SAYAS blog for the last couple of years.
And I'm Jennifer Fitchett. I'm an associate professor of physical geography at the University of the Witwatersrand. I am also a member of SAYAS, and as of the beginning of this year, I am the co-editor of the SAYAS blog.
And that is exactly how 99% of academic staff and students introduce themselves when they're asked to. Specific, giving information about our affiliations. And of course, this is how we are expected to introduce ourselves in formal conferences and meetings. And as I said, it is expected from us, and it's understandable that we have learned to do so.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it means that this is translated into academics and increasingly all of our students just introducing themselves on the basis of their academic work and their research and their accomplishments in the academic space. And there's a sense to which your place of belonging and your feelings of self-worth are tied very much to your position in academia and your achievements in academia. And you don't really have an identity outside of that.
Exactly, Jennifer, and that poses serious risks. It's the mindset of I am what I do, and the risks are both at the mental, for our mental health and our physical health. Creates expectations from ourselves that everything we do, except our profession, except our job responsibilities, is redundant. Basically, it's unnecessary, and even resting, for example, is sinful in a sense. We shouldn't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it also means that we lose track of what we enjoy about our jobs. And we're very fortunate in academia that we got into this because our research was once our hobby, and the work that we're interested in, we had the opportunity to go into that and to delve deep into it. And if we think back to when we did our master's and our PhD, there really was a sense that this is something we're choosing to spend our weekends on, we're choosing to spend our evenings on, and it really was a hobby. And certainly for those of us who had different lines of work, some of those really were considered to be the fun portion of our job. But the more that we frame ourselves in terms of I am what I do, or I am what I achieve, we start to lose enjoyment in those hobbies, and we lose enjoyment and we lose perspective in terms of why we chose to go that route.
That's so true. We forget how lucky we are, and we are lucky indeed in our profession. As academics also, we have the responsibility to demonstrate by giving an example for our students and mentees. So it's not only for ourselves, but also for the next generation of academics that we are creating. Our example has an impact on them. And if we do so, if we continue with this mindset of I am what I do, or as you said, Jennifer, I am what I accomplish, we show to them as role models that they should only focus on their job. There's nothing else that matters. And hence we create the next generation of academics continuing with the same mentalities, and people believing that even having a hobby is a sign that they're not good at their job. And that's a scary continuation of a mindset.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think we are so focused on telling our students that they need to work hard and demonstrating a picture of ourselves that is not realistic and it's not comprehensive of who we are. And our students are then trying to reach these completely unreasonable expectations and unrealistic expectations. And I certainly believe, and when I interact with my own students, I'm so careful to make sure that they know who I am as a person. And I think particularly if we look at some of the older generations of academics, there's this feeling that if you tell your students who you are, you're in some way unprofessional, or you're allowing them to see too much of your personal life. But I think that's so important that they know that if we are their role model, or if we are somebody that they want to emulate or to grow up to be, that what we're demonstrating is realistic and something that's achievable and something that you should want to work towards. I think both of us and many of our colleagues, we actually put a lot of energy and attention into trying to get a work-life balance. But if we then communicate to our students that it is just work, well, are we really being honest to them, and are we being fair to them?
Exactly. So, Jennifer, let's go through our introductions again, and let's demonstrate who we really are and what we're saying in this video. So, who are you? Please tell us a couple of things that you do besides being a successful academic and besides being the Sayas blog editor?
Absolutely. So my name is Jennifer, and I am a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a granddaughter to a 90-year-old woman who is incredible at her age. She still walks, she still goes and is horribly independent and drives us up the wall because she's trying to escape lockdown. I have a cat, and my cat and I spend all of our life talking to one another. I have a number of hobbies, all of which are quite bizarre. I paint, I do crochet, I do patchwork, and I also go for walks every single day. From the 1st of January, I made a commitment to myself that I will not just sit behind my computer. So every single day, I go for a 2-kilometer walk at least. And then something that sadly has fallen away over the years is that I used to be a competitive debater. So I was on the Gauteng debating team when I was at school, and then I represented UCT at national debating. And I would fight people on a regular basis and argue with them as a competitive sport. And sadly, there hasn't been time for that, and there aren't really debating circles for people who've moved beyond university. But many, many hours of my university life were spent coaching debating, running debating tournaments, and being involved in debating myself. And all of my closest friends are lawyers because we all met through debating, and very few debaters go into the hard sciences. So the fields of law and to a lesser extent economics were very much the people who I interacted with. And Rula, who are you beyond academia?
My thought was we should be careful with debating with you because you're a trained debater. Okay, so who is Rula actually? For many people, working mothers and academic working mothers barely have time for the basics, but I've made a point the last year more or less to do things with me, for me, and by me only. But also I enjoy obviously having activities with my kids and my dogs, because you need to start combining these things if you want to take advantage of the whole day and all the hours of the day. So yes, I'm Rula, and except for being an academic, I'm a mother of 2 monsters. They are 7 and 9 years old. They're both boys, so we have quite an active household. They're both very sports fanatics. So I spent quite a lot of time being a soccer mom. So which is something I really enjoy doing because I love soccer. So I love watching soccer, and I've been doing that all my life. I never imagined that I'm going to stand next to the field shouting at my boys and for my boys and celebrating goals and all of these things. But that's what I do now 2-3 times a week. I also enjoy belly dancing. So once a week, I dance at the studio, and it's been the 4th year now. And we're getting ready for our big belly dancing show in November again, if lockdown allows us. So training there is quite hectic at times during the year, but that's lots of fun. It's just an hour that you go, you dance, you don't have, you cannot think of anything else. You just listen to the music and follow the steps. That's very relaxing for me. I love reading, but I have decided that I'm a reader that reads anything and everything, basically. So I allow myself to read from romantic novels to biographies to inspirational books to anything that comes my way. And I'm lucky because I read both in English and in Greek. So I have a bigger variety of books to select from. And finally, a few years ago, I started running. I have run a couple of half marathons. The last couple of years, that has gone a little bit down because it needs lots of commitment. But I still enjoy the occasional jog in the neighborhood and getting out in the fresh air. That also makes a difference to the day. So, yes, there is time even for academic working mothers to really do things with their kids and that are fun, or for themselves. But obviously you need the support for doing that.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm in such awe because just imagining raising 2 sons and keeping up with the amount of work that you're doing and still having time for belly dancing and running it's incredible. And again, I think it's something that we really need to be telling our students that, you know, there shouldn't be
It's
these
a lot about planning. It's a lot about planning and prioritizing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jennifer, what are we going to see this May from our bloggers?
Hopefully we're going to see a lot more of who they are, and we're going to learn that all of these postgraduate students who are able to fit in that extra time to be SIRES bloggers, and many of them are also involved in all sorts of other types of community engagements and hobbies themselves, that they are also people, and that hopefully we'll start to communicate to postgraduate students across the country that you can be an exceptional postgraduate student. And all of our bloggers were selected from a very large pool because of their exceptional abilities in writing, but that even they have a multifaceted life, and that's something we want to celebrate and something we want to enjoy.
Great. Looking forward to reading everything about them, and have a beautiful day.
You too, Rula.